Hello, everyone, and welcome to 100 Yards Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host, Logan Ladies, and joining me today on this very special Wednesday edition, talking about the NFL Draft and a young man out of BYU named Zach Wilson, is the one, the only. We call him Mr. Football, the encyclopedia of sports. Vincent Turner, how you doing, Vincent?
How you doing today, sir?
Hey, can't complain, Vince. Been watching some good football this weekend. Had a few bowl games last couple days, so I've been watching some of that, but it's draft season for us now. We're heavy into this draft, and I know you got a lot to talk about with this young guy out of BYU, Zach Wilson, who's been turning scouts' heads left and right. So why don't you tell the fans that are watching us right now, who are watching us live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch, also you listening on the Believe Podcast Network on Spotify and Apple, why do you think this kid's so special, and what do you think he's going to be able to do in the NFL?
Well, you look at Zach Wilson right now. You look at the scape of college football. We got the playoffs coming up this weekend. But right now, when you talk about the 2021 NFL draft, he's the hottest thing and the hottest name on the wire. Every time you look around, you turn on ESPN, you hear Zach Wilson. Every time you hear NFL GM talking, he's talking about Zach Wilson. What I like about him, he's 6'3", 206 pounds. He can stand some more weight to play at this level. But he's got everything you like in a quarterback. His arm, I give it an A+. He's got tremendous ability. One thing I like about him, he can extend plays. He's a playmaker in the system within BYU. He can make all the throws. And he's got a great sense of the pass rush. When the rush is in on him, he's able to field and move out of the pocket. He's like all the other young quarterbacks that's right now playing at a high level in the National Football League. He's got that Patrick Mahomes style to him. We can make those side crossover. And then think about this. The production is off the charts. He had 3,300 yards this year, 33 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. But what I like about him, they lost that game against Coastal Carolina when he only had 240 yards, and some people started doubting him on a national scale. But he came back, led BYU. They didn't lose another game. Then they came back in the bowl game against a very good Central Florida team. And what did he do? 425 yards, 210 QB rating, 3 touchdowns. That's when his name went high to the ceiling. But the one thing I like about him that a lot of people don't think he has, he's got excellent leadership skills. And a lot of people are trying to put some negative devotion out there on him simply because his uncle owned JetBlue. But let's don't get it understanding. They feel like he's entitled. But if you look how he played on the field, you like how he carried that BYU team, hey, everything was excellent about this young man. I didn't see no entitlement. And one thing I love about him, Logan, is that he could come to the line of scrimmage and recognize man-to-man coverage and eat it alive. And think about the swagger that Zach Wilson has. When you look at him, he plays, hey, man, with a lot of confidence. You can tell that he feels the game. He's cocky. But think about the history where he's coming from out of BYU. 1967, Virgil Carter. 1976, Clifford Nielsen. 1979, Mark Wilson. 1982, Jim McMahon. I think we all know about him. Super Bowl champions with the Chicago Bears. 1984, Steve Young, Super Bowl champion with the San Francisco 49ers. Robbie Bosco, 1984, national champion. Then Ty Detmer, Heisman Trophy winner in 1990, over 5,100 yards his junior year. And then probably the hottest name in college football that's running the hottest college offense at the University of Alabama, Steve Sarkisian. All those people played quarterback at BYU, and they had that sort of swagger, and that's what my man, Mr. Zach Wilson, has.
Yeah, he's definitely got that swag that we've seen, especially from a lot of the more kind of recent quarterbacks, Vince. They've really kind of just got into their own. They've been loving themselves, which ain't a bad thing. It's good to have some confidence, especially going into the NFL. We do got a lot of very talented guys trying to come at you, and you got to be fighting for a job. But this guy, man, he's going to be drafted in the first round. Everyone's saying that. I know we feel that as well. I've got 3 teams here who I think that might be able to go with Zach Wilson. I'm going to let you know. I'll tell you, and I'll let you tell me what you think about these 3 teams here, Vince. All right, these are in no order, by the way. So I got the Patriots, because we've seen the struggles that Cam's had this year. Some people have said the Jets. They might pick him over Justin Fields, perhaps. That could be a possibility as well. It looks like that Sam Darnold experiment is just kind of running its course. And then the last team I got, the Detroit Lions. Looks like Matt Stafford, he needs to move on to greener pastures, man. He's been on a rough go at it. He's just had a rough go there in Detroit, and it looks like his time might be coming up soon, so they might be able to get this young kid, maybe mentor him for a year or so under Mr. Stafford, and then let him, control the franchise. So what are your thoughts on those three teams I just listed there?
I'm going to start with your first choice, the New England Patriots. I really thought that situation, Cam Newton going up there, will really work out, but it hasn't. I'm not going to say Cam Newton has regressed, but obviously he hasn't played well. New England's probably going to be in the shopping for a new quarterback. Zach Wilson will be a perfect fit up there because you know why? He got the best coach in the National Football League and probably in National Football League history. And remember this, him and Tom Brady had an outstanding relationship. They won 6 Super Bowl rings, but however, think about this. When Tom Brady tore his knee up, in the beginning of the season of 2006, they did take a guy by the name of Matt Castle, who's a 7th-round draft pick out of USC, and they won 11 games that year. Then the New York Jets, man, I don't know who the Jets was. But I tell you one thing, Adam Gase, after Sunday, would not be the head coach. To me personally, I still think they might be pulling the trigger on Sam Darnold a little bit too quick. But with Zach Wilson going to New York, I think it's all about who's going to come in there and be the coach. And when you look at it, I don't know the rumors who's going to be the coach. There are a lot of people saying, I believe the gentleman Arthur Wilson down there in Tennessee, offensive coordinator, they saying that he might be the guy, but I don't know if Zach Wilson is Arthur Wilson's guy. And then finally, the Detroit Lions, I think it's an excellent choice. I think the tenure of Matthew Stafford is over. He's had a great run in Detroit. It's unfortunately that they didn't win more in Detroit. It's just what really bothers me. They got a new GM, assistant GM, and Chris Spellman. So Zach Wilson will be a perfect fit up there. It all depends who's going to be the head coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a big key. And there's a lot of, that's a big coaching carousel though. You can either go with those 2 picks, like you said, with the Jets or the Lions, who are both having to struggle to find a good identity as the head coach. Or we got the Patriots, like I said, who's got probably the best coach in NFL history and who's proven to have winners after winners after winners, no matter who's on his team, whether it be a quarterback or whether it be at every other position. He's done it forever now with Belichick. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Zach Wilson ends up. He is going to be a first-round talent for sure. And, man, this guy's brought some spark back to the BYU team it's been a while. They've been keeping it quiet for a while now, but it's good to get them a little bit of recognition back. And he's really helped out that program a lot. They're going to be, it's helped them out, get some better recruits and all, get some more eyes on them. So happy for kind of a smaller school like BYU who did good this season. They had a very good record, like you said. They surprised a lot of people. They surprised myself just with how well they played. And beside that one blemish to Coastal Carolina, they had a great year. And Zach Wilson is, he's the reason for the majority of all those wins. But he's a very talented quarterback. I'm going to be excited to see where he goes. Vince, do you have any final thoughts on Mr. Wilson before we end things here on the show?
Hey, man, you're looking at a guy that's very confident. He's very intelligent. He played in a pass system. As I said before, he can make all the throws. The guy's got Hollywood looks. When you look at him, he's going to make a lot of money endorsement, got the blonde hair. He's coming from a family with a lot of money. But most of all, he's a guy, when you look at his production, like I said, 3,300 yards, 33 touchdowns, 3 INTs this year, and go back to his final game against Central Florida. Hey, man, 425 yards, 3 touchdowns. This young man is flying up the charts, and he's the hottest name right now in the 2021 NFL draft.
Hey, you're right on that one, Vincent. Dead on. Numbers don't lie, and he's looking real good right now to a lot of teams. They're salivating over this young kid. Well, for everyone watching the show, thank you all for tuning in today over on our Facebook, our YouTube, as well as our Twitch channel. If you're listening to the audio version of this over on Believe Podcast Network, shout out to them for helping us out over the past couple of months. We're on, Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, anywhere you listen to your podcast. We're doing work over there. Just search up 100 Yards of Football, and you can see our nice logo there with the football on the 50-yard line. That's us on Spotify, and then that is us on Apple. We upload new episodes almost daily over there, so be sure to check out all the ones that we've done so far this week, as well as the ones we're doing here today, and one in just a little bit. So for everyone watching over on the Facebook groups, for my guest Vincent Turner, thanks for coming on the show, my man, and dropping some of that great draft knowledge like you always do. I am Logan Landis. We'll be talking to you guys in just a little bit. See ya.